Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and this is Bouquet of Bullshit, Part 3. We didn't know it was going to be a Part 3, so we didn't actually catch an intro to Part 3 while we had the parts here. The parts have already gone out and delivered to the customer, and this happens to be a new one. This is a 68 Pontiac, I believe. What do you call it, Bonneville? All right, this is like the old 8 luggers. Anyhow, this is another project, but we're here to introduce the project that we're working on, and we're going to go into the lathe now, and we're going to continue on, or continue with the video, of course, but we're going to start machining the hubs to finish those up. All right, so let's take you on in and check that out. All right, we've already machined our other 2 hubs, and this amount of braze on the outside actually shrunk down enough to have brand new clean tight material in here to the caps. We've built up the caps, and we haven't yet turned those, so we don't have those to fit in here, but we do have our slug here that fits in there very nicely now on all of them, because we're going to be machining all of them to the standard size that we found on the good hub. Now, I haven't blasted this one up here. I blasted the other one already, and some of this cleans up 100% out here, and some of it has a little bit of valleys in here, but when we sandblast there and we massage that in a little bit, paint is going to kind of cover all of that up. All right. Now, and these are running true to this face and the bearing bore in here. I mean, we're set up on this 3-jaw repeats very, very well within a couple thousandths, and this face within 1,000 or 2, and that's giving us our rough outside casting shape here, and also the cap for the spline insert that goes in on the end. Okay, we're getting ready to start off, and this is the second time this has been in here. We've already roughed this outside down a little bit, and we took a face cut on here, and then we took back over to the brazing table, and we added another layer around this so that we could get out there to the full height of the original part, and that was from the material just being removed from breaking that weld point apart and then cleaning up those faces well enough to get below that hardened stuff on those faces that were messed up from the weld. Alright, so now we're in here, and we're going to swing our bit around, and then we're going to skim across this face first, then we're going to skim in the bore, then once we have the retainer plug in here and the tailstock in here, then we can take this outside diameter down, and then we'll dress up this one little boo-boo here that I engaged with the cutting wheel down here, and I'm just dressing that off. We had a couple spots on the other one, one of the other ones as well, and I've already dressed that up, so that just kind of just takes care of the little boo-boo I put in it. All right. I just touch off here, and I'm just going to set up this readout at 0 and just take a few cuts. We're taking it easy on bringing this up. We could go in there and we could really hog off on brass. It's really easy, even cast iron, but we're hanging onto this thing and holding the alignment where we want it so that the thing runs true, and we can't knock it out. So by coming in and hogging it and having it hit interrupted cut, you take a good chance on knocking it out. Not too bad. I have a spot there. It looks like the low is right in here. There's a couple more high spots there. All right. And we go ahead and We're going to go ahead and take a 20,000ths or so off of this. There we go. Alright, we're skipping pretty much all the way around now. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see what we actually have across here, so we can go ahead and start setting up our travel dial here, our readout. Okay, it looks like 4785. Okay, so let's put that in here. And then when it gets closer, we just kind of verify it as we're going. The height right here is actually going to clean up at 4 inches 5/8. So we have about 1/8 of an inch to come off of there, but 1/8 of an inch, and then you have to remember you're rolling over somewhat slightly. So it's going to be this area right in here, which let's just see if we can get across over here, and we're going to be well down into this area right here. So that's what I want. I wanted enough on here because we were just right at the height when we got a clean face, but we weren't out to the width all the way around on some of there. So you know, it pays off to bring that in. We wanted to make sure that we had the same height or length on our overall part as they originally did. We're starting to get a pretty constant cut across of there, and the insert on this braze wants to push a little bit of a burr in front of it, rolls it over, kind of makes it look a little fuzzy, but it's cutting perfectly fine. And we're still at like 4 inches 734, so we got a good 100,000ths on there to come off yet. By the way, I'm trying 2 new things here. One, you're on a replacement camera for my old camcorder, my old Vixia. I've got the M80 now. The old one was the M50. And I'm missing the infrared remote, but I've got another Wi-Fi remote I'm playing with. The other thing is I took my microphone and reversed it so it's under the brim of my hat, and so we're testing the difference between my voice and what you hear in the shop and how much better or worse it is. And also I adjusted the mic level on my settings there before I started out, so was hopefully it's doing a little better. All right, we are getting clean, and now we're just going to take a second here, and we're just going to check our dimensions here, and okay, we're looking like 4/715, and we're going to modify that a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got a couple more cuts to bring across till we get down to what's going to be really close. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We got a couple little air pockets that are out here near the edge, a couple places not there, but we got nice good width all the way around here. That's really looking good. The thickness, 4 inches 660, is what we just double checked and confirmed. So we've got about a little less than 40 to take off of here. Okay, let's go for another cut here. We're just gonna finish up with a couple 20s here, or a 20 and a partial. All right, we're setting up the boring bar now, and we're at the right angle, and we feel pretty good about that travel in. We got plenty of clearance. All right, now we're just coming in. We're just touching the highest spot that we can see in there, and then coming out, and we're just going to give it 20,000 or so. We just want to get the feel of, and we got to reverse our direction on here. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to make a couple light passes in here until we make sure that we're hitting the highest high that we can find. And we're not going to accidentally come into something down in the bore, like a drip down the sidewall or something that might stick out farther than what we see up here at the front. There's a pretty good drip right about there. Alright, sounds like we made it through okay. Alright, now we're going in. That bore that we're gonna be cleaning up is about 1 inch long. Okay, we're just gonna take a look at that one drip that we saw in there. And you can see it right there. Okay, a quick roll around here just to see the inside where it's, you're hearing clunk, 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 clunk. So that's that little drip right there, and that one right in there. It's almost getting a ring around there, so as soon as I know that I got 2 spots 180, I can go ahead and punch in some kind of number on my readout. Not quite. Okay, this cut I'm starting to skip around. There's some flux and some other item, small area of braze that drip down along the bore. So we're going all the way down to that 1 inch or so, maybe a little bit more than 1 inch of bore that's out here on the front that we're working. And we're pretty close. The readout says 2 inches 289, and right around 305, 0.305 is our size that we kind of finish up at. And I think we're reading within about 1 or 2 with our spot checks in between our cuts here. Alright, let's take a look at it. Yep. Alright, give you a little view around. The keyway, or it is like a keyway, that's why I call it, but there's a relief that goes down two sides across from each other. We got braze going down one side on there and flux on the other side, and coming around. We're just starting to skip the bore right there in that little area right there, and picking it up over on this side as well. Alright, so we are getting right down close to our bore. Let's see what we got here on the size. I got 2 inches, 282. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring it out just a couple thousandths at a time there, meaning about maybe 5 thousandths at a time. 2 inches, 290 is what we got dialed in on our readout right now. It's amazing how much that brazing around there will bring in the stock material and give us a nice clean surface to have on the part. As we finish up these braze buildups, we'll get a good close look at what it looks like right where the brass or the braze meets the ductile material, and you'll see that there is no effect to the base material with hardness. People will ask me from time to time whether the braze is just as strong, and I have never had any fails, but the materials are so close and like with each other as far as machining. You can hold diameters and you can drill and you can tap with just about the same ease with ductile as you can with this bronze braze buildup. Alright, and we're getting out there just a little closer, starting to come in around. We're starting to actually surface some of the areas all inside there. Of course, there's more out here at the edge than it is down in there, because as it brings it in, it's stronger out here at the edge where there was more valleys and nooks that got drawn in, and the closer you get back to the back, that area right there, it was a solid ring. So that's why it's almost tapers it like a cone in reality as far as that bore goes. All right. Okay, and I'm reading 292 or so, 291, and I got 290 in there. All right. Another 5. Got like 98. All right, we got a good fit there. Here's a look around. Nice and clean there. A couple little spots in here where there was something embedded in there. It's pretty close to the surface. Some of this bore here might have been one of the ones that was opened up the most. We had one that we made this as was real tight, and then we had two that were a little loose. One was more than the other, and I think this was the one that was open quite a bit. Here's a shadow right there where it didn't quite clean up there. I mean, it's out there touching it, but it's still showing some gray matter, and there's a little bit over here too. So you know, there's one little area there and there. Other than that, it's a nice clean bore, and we're closer to being matching sizes now. And of course, when we turn the end plate, the spline plate that goes in here, we'll be matching each one of them. Each of these items, the hub and the cap, are numbered, and we're keeping them that way. All right, let's get our carriage moved over and set up for the OD. All right, we're in with our center, and we went ahead and we dressed out this outside here, this little noogie here. So here we're going to start and come in here. We're going to touch on the high area, which we know is out here towards the end, and we're going to go ahead and take about 20. Okay, we're getting down close to where our rough cut was, just to find out the height and basic shape. This is starting to cut across. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take another 20 from here. That's 20 aside. Okay, we can go ahead and take a mic measurement now, and we'll set our readout, and then we'll know how close we are, and we're going to sneak on down. But this gives you a good idea that we've matched up with that other pre-skim that we did, and we've taken a little bit off of it as well. And basically you can see the highs and where we need to cut until we get down to this lower surface right here. Okay, we got like 60,000 left on there, and we're taking 20 per side, so this is going to take us down to about 420. About 20,000 from our finish, roughly, give or take. It's when this shrinks on the inside, of course, it's shrinking on the outside as well. So to come in there and clean up, we'll probably be a little bit under the 3,400 mark, which was the rough OD of the casting on the rest of the hub so far. All right, we're getting down there close. Got a little bit of bubbling around this. This is around the outside once we came over and we added to the outside there. So that'll be eliminating some of that when we get down even closer. That'll be gone because we'll be into the solid area right there in the middle. That solid kind of flows really nice without any air pockets in there. There's a couple in there, but it's pretty solid. All right, what do we have here now? All right, we're at 420. Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Okay, we're going to sneak up on it a little bit. We're going to be taking probably 5 at a time until we fade this out to the original diameter out here. Okay, we started making light contact all the way down in here. We still see a lot of rust pockets and stuff. This has still got some pretty good hollows up here. Oh, we're going to be taking probably another 5 or 10 off of this diameter right here, just so we can get in there, so that's close. Looks like we're starting to pick up some of it. Just bare minimum, whatever it takes to clean it up and make it look halfway presentable on that outside. It was a rough cast area and it's going to be painted, but we want it to be as smooth as possible. All right, okay, I think we're ready to go into the mill now for our 3 hubs. Okay, we have already gone through and done 1 hub, so this is our 2nd hub, and I wanted to explain a little bit about how we set this up. And first off, we cleared out the holes on the flanges. We just did a quick braze turn so that we had the material all back up here and the registers, so that each one of these fit without any rattle, and each one of these is numbered to its path. Now we set up the hubs here. We've lightly blasted all 3 of our hubs, and also this, got rid of the braze flux and all of that. We set this up right now and we picked this location right here, and we've got these so that we can put these studs on each side of the jaw here, and we can grab this just like we did in a lathe, but we're timed as far as the rotation so that we're timed with the slots here and we're at the right hole diameter. All right, what we have in here is a carbide 1/4-inch drill bit, which is a tap size minus a little bit. 257 is really the tap size for 5/16, and we're using 1/4-inch. The very first one we spotted with the 1/4-inch in mill center cutting, but I think the carbide short drill will be able to drill the holes just fine. All right, so we're going to start here. We're setting our dial so that we know the depth, and we were taking this about 800 deep, and there we go. So we'll start here and we'll go around, and that started with no problem, and it's drilling a pretty tight hole. And there's 800. All right. I use my crescent wrench on the jaw here so that I'm not slamming it in. Sometimes if you're set up and you got a lot of weight on this thing and you go slamming it into the masking plate, it will want to shift your part, and I don't want to do that. I just want to easily maneuver it to the next hole. because we got to go around to drill it, and then the next pass we'll countersink or chamfer the hole on the top, and then we're going to power tap these right here in the Bridgeport. Every once in a while, a little dab of tapping fluid crispens up the carbide so it doesn't gall with the bronze. Sometimes bronze wants to gall just slightly, and we're just keeping it clean. Nice solid material to play with here. Get a nice little braze fill in there. I haven't hit an air pocket yet. Last hole. All right, get that cleaned up. Okay, now we'll pull out our 1/4-inch drill bit, and we're going to put a little chamfer tool in here. And we're just going to break them about like that. Just by feel. All right, switch over to our tap. All right, we're set up. We have our 5/16 National Course tap. That's what the one end of the stud is. The coarse thread goes into the body here, and then the fine threads will stick up through for the nut and the cap. All right, here we go. No, we're not going to go that fast, okay? So now we're down in the low speed. All right, and we're locked into our collet, and we're going to bring the tip down here, and we're going to set 0, and 0 it is already. All right, and we're just double checking that. Now we're going to feed this down and then back out. I kind of just watch my dial and when I get down to about, we drilled these 800 deep, so I got this set, and I'll run it until I see about 600, and then I'll shut it off, and it coasts to almost 700, maybe a little bit more than 700, and then I put it in reverse, and that's all I'm doing to power tap this. All right, so bring it on down. There's 4, 5, 6, shut it off, 7, 730. Backwards till it comes out. All right. Pretty nice hole. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to index it to the next one. Get my wrench here. There we go. Everything's on the same settings. 500, 600, off, about 750. All right, we go ahead and we come over to the next hole. Put some juice on that. There we go. 400, 500, 600, 710. Okay, on to the next one. Here we go. Give you a little closer view on this one. 4, 5, 6, like 715. Just stay on the safe side. You ever power tapped and broke a tap? Yeah, I've done that before. That's why I kind of like slimline my practices. 500, 600, 712. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 708. That's that, you know. All right. And the last one, we just reversed it. Four, 5, 6, 702. I believe the length on the threads when I was looking at the study had was pretty close to about a ½ inch there. That'll work out fine. Okay, let's clean out our screws here. All right, and we're just putting on the cap just to test out a few holes, make sure that everything is lining up fine. All right, piece of cake. Nice. Okay, I was pretty pleased with that job, and I set out the hubs with the mating spline caps that go bolt to that hole pattern there, and you can see that I brazed up those splined hubs as well as the actual wheel hubs, and they're numbered and matched, and they've already been delivered. The customer's ecstatic with them, and he also has some more that he wants to send our way, maybe for winter work he was talking about. But he was super happy when he saw them. And so that job was a success. I went to the extreme on this video, And of course, yeah, you might have one broken hole or bolt off, and somebody might have put a bouquet of bullshit into a hole. But I've given you 24, 25, 26, 26, including the 3 splined hubs, examples all at once of being able to have a successful braze and remachine. And you can see how those surfaces where the braze meets the ductile iron, there's no questions about it. This is how you're supposed to work with cast or ductile material and a substantial repair. And that bronze filler is every bit the material of the ductile iron. All right, a reminder, okay, I just squared away the storefront tier at T-Blasters, and you can get my tees to my sweats there. And I just finished bringing out, this happens to be one of my old sweatshirts, but I brought out the pattern. This is my old logo, original logo. This is available now at the storefront tier, and I'm going to give you a link to that. All right, and it comes in tees and sweats and tees and hoodies. So, and I got hoodies and there's sweatshirts. This happens to be one of T-Blaster's sweatshirts, and this is my new logo, and it's in the zipper style hoodie. And this one here happens to have my Walk the Talk emblem on the pocket. Same here. The shirts, all shirts are available now with the Get Her Done on the logo pocket like this, or the Walk the Talk, and give you the variety. Also, for the first time, I actually have, with the pointed finger, the new logo in women's fitted tees. 3 new colors. All right, for those girls that, or ladies, that would enjoy wearing my attire as well. Okay, that's my shameless plug on the Frontier store. I do have my hats available on my swag rack. That inventory is back full. There is a link for the store Frontier on my swag rack on my website. And also I'm working on those Dickies work shirts, the sand color and the navy blue. I'm going to be changing how I offer those, and you'll be able to order them at willy-nilly, and then I'll have them made, embroidered, and out to you in 3 weeks. There's a time frame that they can do that, and it doesn't really matter about the number of quantities, and I don't have to stock them, but I can. It's a 3-week process. It's actually 2, but I want a week to be able to send it to you. So I'm going to work out something like that on the Dickies work shirts. I have a lot of call for them: long sleeve, short sleeve, sand color, and navy blue. All right, I've got to check out on this, and I got to go do some editing. All right, until next time, get her done.